Shalom. We the brothers from the SF camp, just linking up at the camp to keep the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai flowing in the spirit, We just doing a little in-transit lesson, leaving the camp, keep the spirit going, because, we at the downfall of our enemy, We seeing the downfall of Esau, the so-called white man, which we're going to start calling him by his true biblical nationality, the red Hebrew Edomite, You're the devil that the Bible speaks of, and your time is coming to an end,
Right, this is Psalms 92:11. My eye also shall see my desire on my enemies.
That's what we see going on now. We seeing the downfall of our enemies. All right, because that's the time that we're in. The downfall of the so-called white man and his, not the so-called white man, you red Hebrew Edomites, and your society, Because the scripture says in second Ezra that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob's the beginning of it that follows. So we're seeing the end of the world.
Right, it says, and my ear shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me.
And we hear the judgment against Esau. What do we want to hear? Judgment is taking place, man. That's all we see on the news, really. Esau, like brothers were saying during camp, how Esau was focused on exposing us or getting on us, but he got to focus on all this stuff coming out about him.
Right.
He's getting exposed. Literally, he's getting exposed every single day. It's literally something coming out every single day of exposing the so-called white man, you red Hebrew Edomites, and your wickedness.
Yeah, Esau is pretty much he's being spread thin, because this word the words of Yahweh Shema Shai through his prophets is tearing his ass up, tearing his ass apart, and then he has skirmishes with these other nations. He still has to worry about going to war with Russia, Iran, North Korea. He still has to worry about homeborn terrorism. Yeah. He has to worry about keeping his power. I had another scripture that I wanted to bring out. Give me a second while I get it. Where pretty much it says that what is it called? Terrors are
upon them on every side.
Every side. Yep. This is. Yeah. Did you had something?
Yeah, I had some real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Both sides, pretty much, just letting us know, revealing us that you're at your end. This Job chapter 14, verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds.
And we know, according to Habakkuk, the second chapter, about measuring the time diligently, we know that his months are pretty much ended. Yeah. Through the Spirit, it all makes sense because all these things are happening that the Bible, prophesied. Wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places, uproars of the people, signs in heaven, the coming together of the nation of Israel, the northern and the southern kingdom. And then we're seeing Babylon tumble, Babylon fall. We're seeing the expose on the so-called white man, who he really is, which he is a red Hebrew Edomite, okay?
People are catching more hell than ever. Like we did the video earlier on the way to camp. How everybody said the month of January felt like it was all year. It took all year just for January to go by. So like we mentioned earlier, you had mentioned that time is slowing down for these people because they're catching more hell. More hell is being put upon them, and time is speeding up for us because we're being more and more in the spirit. We renewed daily, like the scriptures say. The inward man is being made new every single day.
Right, we're occupied.
Yeah.
Right, the scriptures say, "Occupy till I come." And when you're occupied in doing something, the time goes by because you're always doing something. You have no idle time.
Yeah.
And Babylon teaches you to do what? To have your idle time is time for me time and folly time. Yep. But now you're not able to tap into that folly because you don't get there. You can't get there no more.
It's too much hell.
It's too much hell. You can't even have fun.
Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Yeah, he can't pass his bounds. And we see him meeting his boundary. There's a certain amount of time that the so-called white man had to rule. And now we're at the end of his rule. Yeah. And how do we know that we're at the end of his rule? Well, it's clear indicators. Okay, he's being second Thessalonians 2 and 3. He's being exposed in his due time. Okay, because we're in that due time right now. and his bounds is pretty much ended. All right, that's why there's talks with Russia about war. All right, well, United States just pulled out of another nuclear treaty. And that nuclear treaty was to stop the proliferation of more nuclear weapons in the planet, okay? To control the amount of nuclear arms. But now there's a new nuclear arms race. And why? And that's indicative of what the scriptures speak about. Okay, 200 million missiles, what is that, Revelation 9? Okay? So we're in those times, and we're in a time where Esau, the red Hebrew Edomites are being exposed for being just that, red Hebrew Edomites. Okay, and you get Isaiah 34? And there's a great judgment coming to you, red Hebrew Edomites. Like we did the video about the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. And through the Spirit, we gotta open up the books even more. Which we already opened up the book, okay, which is the scriptures. The scriptures is really the only book that we need. But we know Esau, he's a carnal man. We just do these things for edification's sake, basically, the edification of the body. And pretty much, there's nothing that, real quick, Shamar, can get Luke 21 and 14. And then we'll get the other scripture. You know, everything's being made clear. It's being made clear that we're the men of the Lord. Okay? And it's being made clear that you Edomites, you so-called white people, are actually the red Hebrew Edomites that the Bible speaks about. Can you read that?
This Luke 21 and 14. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer.
Yeah, we don't go and concoct the script before we go out and teach or do a video. You know, there's certain times where you actually like write down scriptures.
Yeah, have a couple precepts.
Right, you have a couple precepts, but then you let the Spirit move, because the Spirit habits where you might not even go into those precepts.
Yeah.
You know, like this lesson right now, I didn't know that I was going to call that precept. All right, it's not in a man to know his ways. Okay, man's goings are not are of the Lord, not of our own. Okay. So Esau going down, you can't stop yourself from going down. You're tumbling down, and this is all the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. And as you tumble and fall, what happens? We're rising up to the top. Okay? Because the people of Babylon, they're sucked dry. They're demoralized. Well, January, you were just talking about January, and there's memes out there. Pretty much January being like the longest month of the year. Like, damn, I got through January.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, it was just non-stop hell. We had the longest government shutdown.
Yeah.
People weren't getting paid. There was a fear that EBT was going to get cut off. So they were in an anxiety state, meaning a state of uncertainty. See? Because they don't know what's going to happen. Okay, they don't know what's going to happen in Babylon. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 15, it says, "For I will give you a mouth in wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist."
Yeah, nobody's going to be able to gainsay or resist. That's why when we had camp, nobody really came up. And those who did come up, they got confounded and they had to leave.
Yeah,
Right?
they get mad because you try to gainsay everything we're saying, but then brothers go to precept upon precept, and there's nothing that you can say. Because that's why Esau, like the other Edomite that came past, just saying, that was just talking, you can't go into the scriptures and debate anything because you know you're going to lose that battle. So what Esau already knows, no point in going head to head with us as far as going directly into the scriptures, because you're going to lose every time. That's why his only option is to be carnal.
Right, he's a carnal man. He's going to die. He's going to die in his carnality. Well, the scriptures tell you that if you live by the sword, you're going to die by the sword. And the scriptures say that that Esau is the Lord's sword.
Yeah.
And that this is a man that will live by the sword. Well, this scripture keeps being brought out. Jeremiah 50 and 23. But really going into 24, I have laid a snare, and thou was not aware.
Yep.
You know. Can you jump down to 25? Well, you finished on that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you read 15 again and then jump down to 25?
Yeah, verse 15, "For I will give you a mouth in wisdom, which your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist."
That's why our apostles, from our apostles and elders all the way down, that's why nobody can come up against us. Okay, it's because we're not speaking words out of our own heart. We're speaking out of the Bible. So once we start speaking out of the Bible, the Lord, He has justified us for doing that. right? Because if we speak outside the Bible, well, it tells you that if this counsel be of men, it shall come to naught. That's Acts 5th chapter. So if this was of men, it will come to naught. That's why Esau, he has to turn to pretty much tactics of deceit to try to demonize the Israelites, try to demonize us, is because he can't, there's no holes in our doctrine, or it's sound. Okay, like a building is sound, meaning there's no creaks, there's no cracks, there's no openings. Okay, air is not coming in, it's insulated well, it has a great foundation. So when that wind comes and blows, nothing's going to happen, okay? Esau, he has to turn violence, like he has to turn and he has to try to change the narrative. Which the Heavenly Father, he's the one that's in control of the narrative, okay, Esau? Okay, jump to 25.
Verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon.
Well, in the beginning of January, you had a solar eclipse and you had a lunar eclipse. Okay? Unprecedented, by the way. Go ahead.
And in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations.
Distress of nations, and we're seeing that. Well, Manatai, can you get that in Proverbs 29 and 2? Why is there distress of nations? All right, because you have a particular man ruling over the whole planet Earth. His red ass hand over the whole planet Earth. Okay, and since he's been put in power, wickedness has increased with the planet Earth. Okay, so now there's distress, because here it is. Esau, he gave you this democracy. He gave you this wine, ultimately, which is the way of so-called white man ruling, which is nothing but a godless way of living. He has given this to you. It's very enticing. You know, just look at the woman of Babylon, ass out, titties out. It's very enticing. It rouses you up, carnally, right? But when you really look at her, you see that she has acne. Then if you go inside her body, she actually has diseases. You see, her eyes, she was eyeshadow, makeup. She had makeup on witchcraft. Extensions in her hair.
Yeah, like almost like that. You know, on Game of Thrones, the witch, when she had the medallion on, she looked like an attractive woman, an enticing woman. But then when she took it off, she just looked like hell.
Right. Yeah.
That's America. It's all that deception and witchcraft that catches everybody's eye. But then when all that is taken off, it's just the truth. You see it in its truest form.
You see it for what it is.
It's just disgusting and vile.
Right. Well, that's what the scriptures say, that Esau feels more vile than the earth, and I always go into that definition. Morally repugnant, morally flawed, base, of a low stock, low birth, cheap, ugly, hideous. All right, these are all definitions. Pretty much describing the baseness of Esau, describing what type of manner of man that he is. And that is indicative, or that is another example of his kingdom. It's the same concept. Okay, well, John the Baptist, or I'm sorry, John the Revelator, he was looking at Babylon with great admiration. Man, this is like, it's just like when you look at a big booty hoe. She got a fat ass. Okay, she got big ass titties, voluptuous body, curves, long ass hair. But when you really look at her, she got ass shots. She got fake titties. She had a tummy tuck. Right? Her hair, she got extensions. She got makeup on. She got craters everywhere. The inside, she got gonorrhea, chlamydia, HIV. You know, all these sexually transmitted diseases. But from the outside, she looks very appealing. Okay, can you get that, Bubba Bashar?
It is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Yeah, so go back to Luke 21, because it says people shall be looking at these things with, go ahead.
Yeah, 21 and 25.
21, 25, Slaki, yes.
It's Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations.
Distress of nations. Why? It's because when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Okay, everybody's waking up to this this American work culture, which is nothing but slave culture.
Yep.
It's just modern day slavery.
And that clip that the other you caused it on the thread, the news clip, it basically is people they try to give the perception of the work culture or being a workaholic is something that's positive, trying to speak about it in a highly way, like saying like I'm real busy, I don't know, I'm always working, I gotta do this, I gotta work, like it's a good thing just to be a super slave, but it's not.
Right, which in San Francisco that culture is very prominent, and that culture is looked at as, I would say, it's looked at in apparition, or looked at in a good way, a good light.
Yeah.
Because I train these people, right? And they tell me that, but when I really get into the session, I really ask them, 100 out of 100, the Lord's I'm going to do a video, I'm probably do a response video, 100 out of 100 of them, they want to just leave, they want to drop. This is what they're telling me. These are multi-millionaires, by the way. All right, these multi-millionaires with multi-billion-dollar companies that they work for, or are in charge of some of these companies these apps that you use, okay? We're amongst these people, and what do they tell me? What do they tell the elder? What do they tell those in their capacity, what we train them, more like a therapist, is that they literally want to drop everything. I've actually been told that I want to drop everything and just leave. And these people with family, kids, because the wicked, the so-called white man has told you that you have to love work, that you have to love being a slave, that you having free time dealing with your family, hanging out with friends, doing things that are relaxing and pleasing. That's not fun. You have to be a slave to justify yourself. Well, I work 80 hours this week. I work 100 hours. Oh man, I'll ask them. I'm training you at 7:30 at night. The session in at 8:30. I say, what you about to do? I'm about to do a couple more hours at work. You people are fucking slaves, man. But that's good. Can you go back there and finish that up?
Yep.
It's all because you read Hebrew Edomites, okay? Yeah. This is the reason why the whole earth is at distress. This is the reason why animals are dying, okay? This is the reason why sexually transmitted diseases are exponentially increasing every single year.
Children bugged out.
Children are totally bugged out of their mind. Well, if you have a child, that child might get autism.
Yeah.
All right, there's a high percentage. There's a high percentage that your children can contract some type of deformity, okay, at birth. All right, the so-called white man, he wants to give you these inoculations, these so-called, what do they call them, vaccines, was there nothing but poison, literally, monkey semen and shit.
If you give them that
DNA,
that baby formula and shit, it's really a wrap.
Right.
Like, it's over.
So this is why people are in distress. Go ahead.
And it says, and upon the earth, the stress of nations with perplexity.
Perplexity with confusion. Because now everybody is in a confused state. It's because Esau has told, okay, Jake, these other nations that, okay, look, your old ways of living that has been working for 1,000 years, that's wrong. You're actually a savage. This is modern day. This is modern day society. Okay, you need to go to school, you need to go to college, you need to send your children to school for 8 hours out of the day and let it just keep on straight. And let the teacher touch them. That's all that's going on in these schools, and it's continually to come out. Yeah. That nothing but pedophilia, nothing but sexual harassment and sexual what do they call it? They call it sexual assault.
Yeah.
Sexual assault on minors.
Esau he actually tries to cover it up. Like the stuff that came out about the teachers in San Jose, it actually said on the news clip that they actually swept it under the rug and tried to keep it low key. But it got to a bigger ordeal, and now it got like more and more people came out, and people are upset. Like parents are mad, saying, "Why did you try to brush it under the rug like it's not a big deal?" Mm-hmm. Right. And the teachers still work there.
Yeah, because the red Hebrew Edomite is being exposed now. See, the Lord, He's making you bear, Esau. Okay, you thought, well, can we read that?
It says, and upon the earth, the stress of nations, with perplexity,
with confusion, bewilderment. Go ahead.
The sea and the waves roaring.
Good. Is there, I think that's it on that. Okay. Can you jump to Habakkuk 2 and I believe it's 16? Well, I'll read it, bro. You just sit back and break it down. Somebody can break it down. I don't know if Jake's driving. Yeah, everything's coming out because we're in the last days, Esau. Okay, you read Edomites, and you're getting you're being exposed a non-stop blitz on your ass. To the point to where you're gonna have to cut down the internet. We're gonna break the spirit of the Lord is gonna have the prophets of the Lord break the internet. They talk about break the internet. No, the prophets of the Lord are gonna actually break the internet with the truth.
Yeah, just like Esau tried to come with a flood of lies, we flooding them with truth.
Flooding with truth, and the truth overcomes all lies. Okay, this is Habakkuk 2 and 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory.
Yeah, he's literally being shamed left and right now. All you see on the news is Esau, just non-stop exposure on Esau is nothing but shame. All these people are just like looking at America and saying like it's a shame, it's a disgrace, it's just disgusting, it's vile.
Yep, it says, thou art filled with shame for glory, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered.
Yeah, Esau is fully uncovered. He's exposed. He's not hiding. He can't hide his wickedness no more because of the internet and all these different social media things. Esau's being exposed everywhere.
Oh yeah, can you get Job 20 and 27? Yeah, it's one of my favorite scriptures. It says, that puttest thy bottle, like if thou art filled with shame for glory, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
Yeah, it's shameful spewing on Esau's glory, man. Everything that he gloried in, he wanted to glory in America. He wanted to glory in everything he was like in himself, like he's a good, upstanding citizen, this and that. He's being exposed to be a total liar, a liar and deceiver. You got America established by nothing but bloodshed. All these governors and shit, they're racist. Yeah. Everybody's just getting exposed left and right. And they just to the point now they don't even deny it no more. They just they laugh about it in your face.
You got to shut down the internet now.
Yep. That's where it's at, to the point to where now you just got it. The only choice is at least they said, I forgot which one of them said it.
I think it was
one of the Rockefellers.
Yeah, one of the Rockefellers. They said the worst thing they did was create the internet, and this is why. What you see going on now, this is exactly why they said that statement back then, and now you're physically seeing why they said that.
It's being made manifest right now that the reason why you didn't want to,
the internet.
You didn't want to bring the internet out, but you know what? Before you bring that out, we got to bring that scripture out. We got to bring out Jeremiah 50 and 24. Yeah. But you know what? Start at 23 first. You know.
Jeremiah, you said Jeremiah 50,
Bible shop 50 and 23. Gagger. Weirdo. Yeah, this place be having a lot of trannies frequent over this.
Jeremiah chapter 50. It's locked.
No, it's all good. You can go back over this.
It is in a way.
Verse
23, Baba Kushah.
Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 23. It says, "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder?"
Yeah, Esau was that hammer of the earth, and now it's cut asunder, meaning it's broken. Go ahead.
How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken?
Yeah, it's Esau. Okay, Esau was the one who was able to go around and beat all the dark nations into subjugation. Okay, but you didn't consider that you being exposed. Go ahead.
It says, "How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?"
And we're seeing Babylon actually manifest itself. The desolation manifests itself. Okay, the cities. Well, a lot of these stores are closed. Okay, the mirth in the land is totally shot. Nobody's really having fun. Everybody's on drugs. And then ultimate desolation is going to be when what? When you get hit with nuclear missiles. And we'll wrap it up on this scripture. Go ahead.
It says, "I have laid a snare for thee."
See? The Most High has laid a snare for thee. Actually, we'll read this and then we'll go to Job. Okay? The Most High has laid a snare for you. And part of that snare was the internet. Here it is. You thought the internet was going to be, the missing link to your issues, to your problems. Mm-hmm. That was going, okay, this is going to be, we were going to be able to establish a new world order. Okay, okay, we got the technology because they needed the chip. But they didn't know how to push it because they didn't have the technology. But now they have the technology. Okay? So you thought, okay, well, I got the technology. Well, that was a snare unto you, Esau. Because now you're being exposed with the same technology that you have. Go ahead.
I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken. O Babylon.
O Babylon, was that it on that verse?
A little bit more, it says, and thou was not aware.
See, you wasn't aware. And it just came upon you suddenly.
Yep.
It came upon you suddenly. Bring out Job 20 and 27 and we'll wrap it up. Yeah, Esau, you red Hebrew Edomites are totally exposed. Okay, from the low level Hebrew red Hebrew Edomite to the high level elite red Hebrew Edomite. Okay, you've been totally exposed to the point to where everybody knows your nationality now. And if you don't know, now you know. Okay, it's going to be continue to be pushed. Okay, that you are indeed the wicked that the Bible speaks about. Okay, the devil that the Bible speaks about, which the devil that the Bible speaks about actually has a name, and the name are the Edomites. Okay, the red Hebrew Edomites. Okay, because since you like to classify us as being black, well, we're going to actually classify you as being red, which you're actually red.
Yeah, this is what you actually are.
We're not black. You're actually red though. See, what we're speaking is truth. Okay, and like I said, the truth be lie. Love be hate. Okay. Love trumps hate. And what is love? The truth. Go ahead.
Job 20 and 27. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity.
The heavens shall reveal his iniquity. Okay, Psalms 19, where it says that the line has gone out. You know, now the heavens, through Yahweh Shema Shai, sent out his spirit, he has opened up our minds, and now we know who you red Hebrew Edomites are. Okay? You're the devil that the Bible speaks about, and everybody is exposing you. From RT to the Chinese to these different nations to the prophets.
Yep.
Most importantly, go ahead.
It says, the heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him.
Boom. And the earth shall rise up against him. So that's what's happening now. So from the prophets to every entity, okay, starting with the weather, okay, the elements, the animals, the people, everything's rising up against you, damn devil, because you're the cancer of the earth. So the body is doing the earth is self-correcting itself by what? By quarantining the cancer. And then what? It's up for extermination once they're all quarantined. Okay? That's you Edomites. When that's Job, what is that, the 20th verse?
Yeah, 20.
It's Job the 20th verse. Okay? You Edomites need to read that. You red Hebrew Edomites need to read that. Obadiah the 20th verse. Is it Obadiah? Whereas let's bring it out real quick. Or verse 18. It might be 18. Yeah, I believe Job 18. We're in Obadiah 18. We're in Job 20. Con.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bring that out.
Obadiah 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame.
Yeah, because you have already been identified, okay, as the Edomites. Go ahead. And we have already identified who the Israelites are. Go ahead.
And the house of Esau for stubble.
See, the house of Esau. So we have identified. So the world has identified who the problem of the earth is. Okay, and that's Esau. So now he's being identified. Then he's going to be quarantined. Okay. Go ahead.
And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken.
So now, then after that, you're going to be exterminated. Okay. So you red Hebrew Edomites have been totally exposed for being the devil that the Bible speaks of. We have been identified as the Hebrew Israelites that are going to be saved. Okay. So until next time, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem,
Rakakadash.
and death to all you red Hebrew Edomites. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.